Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Monster Pod here, presented by The Lines. Matt Brown, Mo Nuwwarah, and this is the holiday edition. Guys, we're going to talk the two Christmas games, Boxing Day game? I mean, it's easy to say the Black Friday Day game. What is it, Mo? Is it the Boxing Day game?
I don't know. It's the TNF post-Christmas special, I guess.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, whatever it is, the Thursday game. We'll talk that game as well. We'll be back on Friday, Saturday, like usual, to talk the Saturday and Sunday games this week. But kicking things off, Kansas City Chiefs on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's a 2.5 available in the market out there. And the rest are 3s, 43.5 up to 44.5 available in the market out there as well. Looking here at the Steelers injury report mode, no Joey Porter Jr., but we did get a full George Pickens to go along with a full Ogunjobi. We get a full Deshaun Elliott, full Dante Jackson. So a pretty good injury report all in all here for this Steelers team, most importantly being George Pickens, as we have seen this offense just look completely lost without him out there.
Yeah, I think it was good overall for the Steelers. Not just on the Steelers end, but I think when you look at the KC one, I mean, Chris Jones pulled a calf muscle. I'm concerned he's not going to play. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Chiefs know that they only need to win one more game. I don't think they're going to want to push it. So I'm worried he's going to be out. Still down to a nub on the defensive backs there. Had another one go down, Chamari Connor. Unsure if he's going to be able to make it back for this one. It's not great. Obviously, if Pickens was out, I would feel a lot better about that situation.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you have still Joe Thuney playing left tackle versus obviously a pair of elite rushers. So that's not good. Another concern for me is the Chiefs kicker. Buckers looked poor.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
the mechanics,
weird, right? Like it looks like he's kicking differently. It's like he's got a whole different motion now.
Yeah, the mechanics are not normal. Yeah. He's like dipping to a knee on his short kicks and he did miss one 30-yarder, almost missed another chip shot the other day. I'm worried that's going to come back to bite the Chiefs. At the same time, Patrick Mahomes looked very good again last week. I thought, under a ton of pressure against a very strong Houston pass rush. A Houston pass rush that is, to be honest, outperformed. I know everyone loves the Steelers pass rush, but Houston's been better this year, and it hasn't been all that close. And Mahomes did very well to perform under the amount of pressure he was under in that game. So, This Steelers defense is a bit concerning. I think you brought it up last week. The second half of the season, basically when they started playing real opponents, 14th in EPA per play allowed, 23rd in success rate. That's just not going to get it done, I don't think, with the offense they have against stronger competition. So all in all, I think this line's pretty fair. I would lean Pittsburgh at 3, but I don't think I'm going to be playing anything in this game.
So that is my initial thought, is to lean towards Pittsburgh at 3, but I don't know if it's going to make the account. I think that there is enough here for me to, if Pickens is practicing in full, right, and this isn't even like a limited type situation or whatever with him, I think just given that you have a one-dimensional offense as it is anyway. I mean, they can't run the ball at all. And so I depending on, what the news is really like leading in to kick off with all this, and if he really is good to go and everything's going to be fine. I mean, 61.5 receiving yards for George Pickens out there, who has been basically this entire offense. And again, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball worth a damn. They haven't been able to run the ball against anybody basically all year long. And so if it's Russ dropping back and just hucking balls down the field, the thing is like law of averages with Pickens, right? I mean, if he's getting 5 to 6 of these a game, he's only got to come down with one, and he's going to get past the 60 yards because that one is going to be worth 38, 39, 40 yards or something. And so I have a pretty strong lean to that. Probably something I'll end up throwing in the account is just the Pickens yardage type deal. Do you have any thought on the total at all? A market low of 43.5, a market high of 44.5.
Yeah, my thought is that I lean to the over. It's a Steelers defense that hasn't been performing, and if they have Pickens in there, the big plays could be there. The Chiefs have gotten handsy at times. Buffalo exploited that, multiple deep PIs in that game. That's a concern for me. And yeah, if Mahomes can handle himself against Houston, I feel like he can put some drives together here, but I've been bitten multiple times trying to bet Chiefs overs, and it just has not been good at all this year. So I don't think I can play it, but I do lean that way. I think that's just basically the way the Steelers games are going these days.
Do we think there's any chance, because this is, essentially an island game? It's going to be the only game, on for the NFL. Do you think if we like Pittsburgh, is there any chance in hell this gets to 3.5? Like, is there any chance that people come in and be like, wait, I can get Mahomes at a field goal? Like, because the casual bettors have not even come to the table yet, right, for this. And so is there any chance we hold out and get a 3.5, or do you think 3 is the best we're going to see?
I wouldn't be that stunned. I mean, I feel like the market's been pretty confident in the Chiefs all year. I mean, they kept hanging numbers that were too big multiple weeks in a row, and then now the Chiefs are finally playing better. They did outplay Houston pretty handily, I thought. So I think, to be honest, a big factor, I think, is Marquise Brown. Hollywood came back. I mean, he did not play a lot of snaps. I think he played like 30% or so, but he was targeted frequently the times he was out there. So, and he actually made some plays. So I think that's helpful for the Chiefs and the over as well.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hang out, see if I can get a 3.5 with Pittsburgh. I mean, all the 2.5, there's only 1 2.5 left. This has all gone to 3. It seems like everybody keeps backing the Chiefs here. And I think on the other side of a field goal, Pickens back in there at full strength. I think that maybe 3.5 is the play here for me. Baltimore Ravens on the road at the Houston Texans. This is out to 5. This is out to 5.5 now at most shops in favor of Baltimore. 46.5, the prevailing total out there in the industry. We talked about how the Houston offense has looked pretty clunky, Mo, and then now you go down Tank Dell. So now it is Nico Collins and everybody else. And with the way that Houston has been calling plays and slowing basically with these first down runs with Mixon, leaving Stroud in these like second and third and longs every single time, and now his options are even more limited than they were before. Man, I don't know. I have a tough time, even at the big number. I have a tough time backing them. What say you?
It's big, man.
Yeah,
it's getting big.
It's big.
I mean, I think this was like 3.5 last week, so I'm a bit surprised there's this much market confidence in the Ravens coming off the weekend when they played a pretty good game against the Steelers. I mean, I backed them, but I thought that the defense wasn't very good, to be honest, given what the Steelers had left. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have Houston in my account. I mean, it's just getting too high for me. Plus, you have a couple of maybe concerning. I mean, Zay Flowers for sure. I'm wondering what that situation is. I don't know if he's actually hurt or if this is a rest day or what's going on. If these were estimated practices or what, there should be more clarity tomorrow. A couple of Texans offensive linemen as well, though. I mean, it's been a mixed bag for this Ravens offense when they face some of the stronger defenses. They're great at flattening the worst of the worst. The Chiefs and Eagles pretty well stonewalled them. I think the Browns, when they were healthier, they did a good job too. On the other hand, they shredded the Broncos. So there's been some good and bad. I think Lamar has had success versus that defensive system. We saw that last year when he crushed the 49ers pretty handily. I still don't know if I can get to 5.5 on the road here, though. I mean, Tank Dell, he hurts, but he wasn't providing a ton anyway. 48 yards per game, 3 touchdowns the entire season. The only thing, honestly, that's stopping me here is I just don't know what motivation Houston has. I mean, they're just basically locked into their playoff seed. Ravens are fighting for the division. I don't know. I'm hoping basically that it's just like they have kind of the the Dolphins syndrome where they want to come out and prove they can beat a good team.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of look at this, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's going to be my next question to you is Ravens do kind of have that everything to play for thing going for them right here. Whereas Houston, I mean, I guess you could paint a picture where you move up to the 3. I mean, you're not getting the 1 or 2, right? I mean, yeah, I guess you could tell yourself you could move up to the 3, but that's probably not very likely either. And so I'm not saying you get a half-ass effort out of them or anything. Like, I know players play and all of that, but you do have the Ravens who it is a pretty big deal for them. It is a pretty big game for them. Lots of things that can help them out in this. So that has to be held up, man. That's kind of like my thing here, where I think you can rah-rah this Ravens team to a victory. I know it's got to be 6 points, but I wonder if you can just kind of win one for the Gipper type shit for them in this game.
I think with the Ravens' propensity for big plays too, this could maybe be a spot where you just look to see if Houston has any success on the first couple of drives. Maybe it's 7-3, something like that, and you can get Ravens, minus 1.5 or whatever, and then you pounce in that spot because they can turn the game so quickly with the way they play offense.
Let's look really, really quick while I've got you here, and let's see what Mixon's number is because, again, this is another pass funnel defense. Very tough to run against, if you're going to go path of least resistance is through the air. There's a market high of 66.5 on Mixon out there. That's not high enough for me to go under. I was hoping this would be in the 70s to go under. That's a good job, books. That's like right. That's appropriate. That's a good line. That's a good line. I can't take advantage of that. That said, like you said, maybe after a couple of drives, you can kind of see here if they're doing like this whole run him into the line for 2 yards and then passing twice after that, then maybe that's something we can look at here live on that one. Thursday game, Seattle on the road at Chicago. This is 3.5 in favor of Seattle. This is 43.5 on the total. If you guys were with us last week, Lions every which way but loose in that game against Chicago. And Mo, what you said rang true yet again. You look up and you blink, and the Chicago team is down. And I don't see any reason why this changes. I mean, I just don't see any reason why this just defense, ever since they've made the coaching switch, this defense has just gone down the tank. And yeah, Seattle's not as sexy as the Lions at taking advantage of that, but I don't see any reason why I don't want to play why I don't want to play Seattle first quarter, why I don't want to play Seattle first half yet again, considering what we've seen from Chicago this season.
Yeah, I thought the Bears played actually a bit better than the score indicated. I think they were, I'm comfortable with my side there, but I think the Bears were a bit closer than the scoreboard gave them credit for, probably. Now, that said, things did not go well in multiple facets for them, one of them being more injuries. Left side of their offensive line, Braxton Jones, the left tackle, I think he broke his leg. He's done for. Tevin Jenkins is on the injury report. He's at the very least banged up, so the entire left side of the line might not be out there. And this is already one of the more poor-performing offensive lines out there, facing an ascending Seahawks defense that seems to be finding its footing, although they obviously struggled against the Vikings. But that's a very good offense, so we could give them a pass for that, perhaps. Seattle also does have quite a bit of talent at corner. They have the ability to challenge these receivers, maybe in ways that the Lions couldn't necessarily do. I mean, they did have guys open downfield. Whether Caleb could hit them was hit or miss. But, they also struggle running the ball, obviously, and Chicago has been pounded by the run quite a bit this year. So that could help Chicago, that they're not going to be facing a good run-blocking line. I get nervous laying points with Geno because he likes to live on the edge. We've seen that many times. I love Geno, but the guy never saw a throw he didn't think he could make, so sometimes that bites him in the ass. The matchups overall seem honestly favorable for the defenses, but at the same time, man, I mean, it's like you said, this Bears team, they just keep getting down 20 and then they'll start coming back. So they've basically been an overs machine for multiple weeks now. So they're kind of like the Patriots in that sense now.
That's actually a very good comp actually for what they've been, where it's like Caleb and them go, oh, okay, now we can just like throw it all over the place and go nuts. And then it starts to work, right? But it's like they're already down two or three touchdowns and there's not much to it. I don't love backing Geno really just in general. I'm probably one of the guys that very rarely ever backs the Seahawks here, but I have a propensity to find teams that I like to pick on and just continue to pick on them until it doesn't work anymore. And this Chicago team, I'm not saying they're quitting. I don't think they've quit. I think they showed last week they didn't quit. Maybe a lot of that does have to do with the fact that it was the Lions as well, and maybe that has a little bit of extra fire for them. But I don't know about the full game, 3.5. There's a decent amount of chase in this Bears, but I did play first quarter, first half, and we'll kind of see how that all goes down here on Seattle. So let's just take a look. And if there was any success to be had on the ground, again, like you said, Seattle doesn't do it very well, but this would be the team to do it against. Kenneth Walker, weirdly enough, even though Charbonnet was pretty good filling in for him. I mean, they just went Kenneth Walker over and over and over again. Oh, they don't have a line out yet for Kenneth Walker.
I don't think he's going to play. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. But my honest opinion, even though I thought Walker was running the ball well early in the season, I honestly think Charbonnet, for some reason, gives them some kind of juice that they did not have.
He, to me, just looks. I know this is going to be blasphemy to the scouts out there that watch the tape and stuff like that, but like my untrained eye, like Charbonnet looks like better to me. I don't know. I mean, like he just looks better to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm really off here, but I guess we'll see whenever when stuff gets posted out there for whoever goes for Seattle, that could be something to take a look at. And certainly if it's Charbonnet, it's probably not going to be as high as maybe it normally would be, and then we could get a decent look at it over there. Guys, again, everything we do absolutely free, so please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and then let us know in the comment section how you are going to be playing these holiday games. You can go into the Discord, lines.com, upper right-hand corner. That is absolutely free as well, talking not only NFL, but everything that's going on in the sports world. So get in there, chop it up with your fellow sports bettors, and see what they have to say about these games as well. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hope you have a happy holidays with you and yours, and we will be back on the weekend for the rest of the Week 17 slate. For Mo, I'm Matt. Talk to you guys in a few days.